The Sputnik 5-step sequencer is an interesting module, seemingly inspired by the 5-step sequencer on the Buchla music easel. While 5 steps may seem like a strange number, by using the sequencer's stage select switches, the 5 steps can be shortened to 4, 3, 2, or 1 step in length. When combined with a sequential switch like the Sputnik selector, those 4 rows of short sequences can be combined to create longer patterns. The Sputnik 5-step sequencer sends 4 rows of up to 5 separate voltages using either its built-in clock, called the pulsar, or an external trigger source to control the tempo from step to step. This allows for a repeating rhythmic change in voltage sent to a destination, such as the 1 volt per octave input of an oscillator. The 5-step has a few more handy functions built in. The stage select section has buttons and trigger inputs for each step, so it is easy to hop around and test each one. The switches between each step limit the length of the sequence. The pulse out section sends a trigger for each step as that step plays. Using the pulse out, we can trigger other modules to perform functions at repeated and precise times. Using all of these functions in conjunction with our trusty selector, we can turn this 5-step sequencer into a 1 to 20 step sequencer fairly quickly. Start by patching the CV A, B, C, and D outputs from the 5-step into the corresponding A, B, C, and D inputs on the selector. Now we can use the trigger button to cycle through each row. If we patch from one of the pulse outs at the top of the 5-step to the trigger input on the selector will switch inputs every time the sequencer reaches that step. The stage select section has buttons and CV in each step, so it is easy to hop around and test each step. The 5-step sequencer is now a 20-step sequencer. Using the stage select switches at the bottom of the sequencer, as well as the steps switch on the selector, we can set up interesting sequence lengths. Set the final stage select switch down and the steps switch to 4 on the selector for a 16-step sequence. Set the stage select after step 3 down, and now you have a 12-step sequence. Set the steps switch to 3 on the selector, and now it's a 9-step sequence. Try different pulse outs as your selector trigger. Also, try some other combinations of stage select and steps settings. Rodent from Muffwiggler taught me this technique. Check out his live video from Modular on the Spot, coming from Voltage Control Lab later this week. And don't forget to enter our Sputnik selector giveaway. And as always, thanks for watching, and remember to like, follow, and subscribe.